Hi, my name is Christina and this is a Joice crochet guide. In this video I will show you how to make La Petite. La Petite is a small and elegant bag that goes well with festive moments, high heels and beautiful dresses. I, however, often use it in my daily life as well, as it's sufficiently spacious to allow that both a mobile phone, wallet, keys, various makeup and such will fit inside. It is easy to crochet and you don't need many materials apart from yarn and a few different metal parts. My guide is comprehensive and takes you from start to finish, step by step. The goal with all my guides is to allow as many as possible to participate, even those who are quite new to the world of crocheting. You can buy everything needed to crochet La Petite as a complete kit in my online shop at Joice, where I sell yarn and accessories for crocheted bags. Hope you will like the video and subscribe to my channel, it helps a lot. We will need 2 spools of yarn. I use high quality t-shirt yarn in 100% cotton. It is made from primary textiles and thus not from fabric scraps. It also doesn't contain elastane. If you crochet with poor quality yarn, it will most likely show. You can read more about t-shirt yarn at Joice. We'll also need 2 Carabiner rings, a lobster lock with a ring, stitch markers, scissors, a knitting needle, a crochet hook. I use size 6. Depending on how firm you crochet, you have to judge for yourself if you need a crochet hook in size 6, 7 or 8. If you crochet tightly, you may want to go up a needle size so that your stitches do not become too tight. When we are going to crochet with the knit stitch method later, your stitches won't look nice if you crochet too tightly with a small needle. Try different sizes to find the one that works best for you. Let's get started. Start by unwinding 1.5 to 2 meter yarn from the spool. We call this part our helper thread. The helper thread will be used to close rows to achieve so-called seamless connections. Start crocheting from here. Make a loop. Make 17 chains. Check if the number of chains is correct. You should now have 17 chains in total. Make 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. You must crochet under the back stitch link and then continue under the back wall of the stitch. Make a single crochet. Make 15 more single crochets to the end of the row. Check if the number of single crochets is correct. You must have 16 single crochets in total. You are now back at the loop you made with the first chain. You need to pull it apart. Make 2 more single crochets in the last chain. Tighten the helper thread a bit if you get a hole at the bottom. Make 14 single crochets. You must crochet under this chain link. When you make the 15th single crochet in the first row, you have to crochet it in the loop of the first turn. Now we need to use our helper thread. Insert the hook through the hole. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. Insert the hook into the next hole, hook the helper thread and make a chain. Continue until you have 13 braids at the bottom. Stop when you have 13 braids at the bottom. Pull the helper thread through the bottom. You now have one hole left. Insert the hook in the last hole from the wrong side, hook the helper thread and pull it through. We now need to make a seamless connection to close the first row. Pick apart the last single crochet until you have 2 loops on your hook. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. Insert the hook through the first stitch we made in this row from the wrong side. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. Insert the hook up through the back horizontal stitch and back stitch. Save this place in your mental photo album. We are going through it the same way with each and every seamless connection we will make going forward. We are going to close almost all the rows of the bag with seamless connections. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. You have now closed the first row with a seamless connection. You must now make the semicircle at the end by making increases. We use this method in all the rows, however with a different number of single crochets in between. Start from the point where the helper thread protrudes. Insert the hook under both stitch links. Hook the working thread and make a chain. Place a marker on the first stitch. Make one single crochet in the same stitch. These two stitches together make up an increase. An increase is therefore 2 stitches crocheted in the same stitch. Make another increase in the next stitch. And an increase again. You have now made 3 increases. Now we have to make single crochets using the knit stitch method. Knit stitch is crocheted like regular single crochets, but instead of crocheting in the stitches as usual, you crochet through the V of the stitch. Made a separate video about how to crochet beautiful knit stitches. You will find a link to this in the description. Make 15 single crochets with the knit stitch method. Have now made 15 single crochets. Would recommend double checking the number of single crochets in each row. You must now make 3 increases again. First, second, third. Make 13 single crochets with knit stitch until you reach the last single crochet in this row. When you crochet the last single crochet on the straight piece, stop when you have 2 loops on your hook. Hook the helper thread and pull it through both loops. We are in the process of making a seamless connection. Insert the hook through the first stitch we made in this row. Hook the helper thread and pull it all the way through. Insert the hook through the back horizontal stitch link and back stitch link. Do you recognize this spot? Hook the helper thread and pull it through. We have now closed our second row. To get to the third row, you must insert the hook through the stitch where the helper thread protrudes. This applies every time you need to change rows. From here, all single crochets must be using the knit stitch method. Take your work thread and make a chain. Place a marker in the first chain. Now we have to make 3 increases again. They must be made in the first stitch of each increase in the last row. It can be a little difficult to see the V of the stitch, so you can use scissors or a smaller hook to find the right stitch. Make an increase. In the next stitch we make a single crochet. Make the second increase. Make a single crochet again. Make the third increase. Make a single crochet again. Make 15 single crochets with knit stitch. You must have 15 single crochets on the straight piece. Now we have to make 3 increases again with single crochets in between. We make an increase, make a single crochet, make the second increase, make a single crochet again, make the third increase, make a single crochet again, make 13 single crochets with knit stitch. When making the 14th single crochet, stop when you have 2 loops on your hook. Now switch to the helper thread. Take the helper thread, hook it and pull it through both loops. Insert the needle into the first single crochet we made in this row. This one here. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. Insert the needle through the back horizontal stitch link and back stitch link. We have now closed our third row and have finished the base. The base is approximately 22 centimeters long and 8 centimeters wide. Made a small video guide on how to do this. You'll find a link to the guide in the description below. Much better! Start from here. Insert the hook up under the back stitch link and the back of the stitch and make a chain. Tighten this stitch with a helper thread if necessary. Make regular single crochets all the way around. If you have followed the guide to the letter, you should have a total of 47 stitches in each row of the side. We have now crocheted 45 single crochets and need to make a seamless connection again. Insert the hook and hook the work thread. Switch to the helper thread when you have 2 loops on your hook. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. Now insert your hook through the first stitch in this row. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. Insert the needle through the back horizontal stitch link and back stitch link. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. We have now made the first row of the sides of the bag. To get to the next row, you must again start from the place where your helper thread protrudes. Insert the crochet hook through the V of the stitch and make a chain. Make single crochets with knit stitch all the way around. Crochet until you have made 45 single crochets. We have now made 45 single crochets and have 1 single crochet left. Here we have to make a seamless connection again. Make half a single crochet. That is, stop when you have 2 loops on your hook. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. Insert the hook through the first single crochet we made in this row. Make sure to go through the single crochet and not the chain. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. Insert the hook through the back horizontal stitch link and back stitch link. Hook the helper thread and pull it through. We have now closed the second row of the back sides. Remember that you always start where the helper thread protrudes when you need to change row. You will be able to faintly see the seamless connections, which will move 1 stitch to the side for each row you make. You will therefore be able to see the seamless connections as a faint diagonal line. Continue crocheting 11 more rows with knit stitch and with seamless connections between rows. If the end is too long, you can cut a little off. Continue crocheting your rows. We'll hide the loose end from the second spool. We have now made 13 rows, and now we have to make the 14th row. Crochet with regular single crochets under the back stitch link. Finish the row. We now need to mark the ends of the bag to help us place the handles correctly. The handles must be 10 stitches wide. Place a stitch marker at each end of the handles, that is in stitches 1 and 10. Make sure the marker is placed at the same spot on both sides. Make row 15 with regular single crochets under the back stitch link. At the first marker, make 10 chains. Make a single crochet in the 11th stitch. Make regular single crochets until you reach the other handle. Repeat the process from the first handle. Continue to crocheting row 15. Make a seamless connection. Now let's hide the loose end from our second spool before the back gets too deep. Great! Crochet row 16 with regular single crochets under the backstitch link. Crochet until you reach the first handle. When you crochet in the stitches above the two handles, you must crochet under both stitch length. Doing this makes our handles firmer. It can be a little difficult to get under both stitch lengths. You can assist a little with your finger. You need to make 10 single crochets over the handle. Make regular single crochets under the backstitch link until you reach the next handle. Repeat the process over the second handle. Crochet to the end of the row. We will now make the last row of the bag with elegant deep single crochets. A deep single crochet is actually just a regular single crochet, but is crocheted in stitches in the row below. Pay extra attention to ensure that these stitches are uniform and cover the rows and handles beautifully. When crocheting over the handles, insert the needle through the handle hole. You can always adjust the stitches a little so that they lie neatly. Make 10 stitches over the handle. Continue crocheting in the same way until you have made deep stitches all the way around the top of the bag. Close the last row with a seamless connection. Hide the end of the yarn on the inside using a knitting needle or a smaller crochet. My apologies for the poor quality. It's hard to film inside the bag. Now the bag is finished. Congratulations! Keep watching to see how to make the tassel and shoulder strap. Here we will need a crochet hook size 3 to 3.5, a lobster lock with a ring, scissors, a long piece of cardboard approximately 16 to 17 centimeters long, and 1.5 to 2 meter yarn. Wrap the yarn around the cardboard. The yarn must lie with its wrong side facing you. Now wrap the yarn 15 times around the cardboard until the tassel has the right thickness. Cut the yarn. You'll now need another piece of yarn which is twice as long as your piece of cardboard, in this case around 30 centimeters. Insert the yarn with the lobster lock under the tassel with the wrong side up. It is important that you place the lobster lock in the middle. Tie a knot. Turn the tassel inside out. Cut the yarn at the bottom. You will now need another extra piece of yarn of 30 centimeters. Make a loop. Wrap the yarn around 3 to 4 times. Take the end of the yarn and put it through the loop. Pull both ends to tighten. Now we need to hide the ends. Make sure that all the threads lie neatly and evenly. Trim the ends. Your tassel is finished and now can be put on the bag. We will need a crochet hook in size 5, 2 carabiner rings, and yarn. Do as I do. Turn the carabiner ring and strap 180 degrees. Make a single crochet in this stitch. Turn the carabiner ring again. Make a single crochet under the 2-stitch link. Turn the carabiner ring again. Make a single crochet under the 2-stitch link. Turn again. Repeat until you achieve the desired length of your shoulder strap. Cut the yarn when you reach your desired length. Mine is about 115 centimeters. I'm quite short though. Grab your second carabiner ring and put the end of the yarn through it. Pull the end through the 2-stitch links. Hook the yarn through the carabiner ring and pull back through again. Pull the end through the 2 stitch links. We now need to hide the loose yarn ends at both ends. When you have hidden a decent amount of yarn, you can cut off the rest. Repeat the same process in the other end. The shoulder strap is finished. La Petite is done. I think it looks great when the tassel and shoulder straps are added to the bag. From here you can use the bag as it is, but you can also make an inner lining if you want. Hope you have enjoyed your project and are happy with your beautiful bag. Thanks for watching.